All right, we are live.
Showtime.
I know. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully, if you cannot see my face, know that I am a real human. We're going to be getting started in just a moment. Glad that you are all here to learn about how to unlock explosive growth, how the Selzy method skyrockets growth and revenue. My name is Jeffrey Brown, Marketing Manager, also joined by amazing colleague Ash Ritchie as well. Hey, Ashley, thank you for joining us today. Let us know
Great
where
to
you're
be here.
from, your business, what you're most excited about learning in today's webinar as well today. And we're going to be getting started just momentarily. Give everyone some time to get into the room, whether you're grabbing coffee, maybe you're grabbing wine, wherever you are today. Hope you're excited to sit down, relax, and enjoy this webinar with us for the next 45 to 50 minutes. And we cannot wait to help you unlock explosive growth. Hey, Leo, glad that you can make it. I'm going to give everybody like minute or two to get into the room, and we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, hope everyone's having a great Wednesday. If you're not able to see my picture, I apologize. I'm on a work trip right now, and I'm in my hotel, so sorry about the Wi-Fi, but I am here. I'm a real person. And hey, Ashley, thank you for joining us today as well. I'm going to start in just a moment. 12:02 a.m. Thank you, Russell, for attending from Bangladesh. We really do appreciate it. Okay, everyone, we are going to go ahead and get started. And hey, Elliot, hope you're having a great Wednesday or Thursday, wherever you are today. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Jeffrey Brown. I'm your host for today's webinar, along with my colleague, Global Brand Director Ash Ritchie, as well. Email Marketing with Selzy. And we're going to be exploring the world of email marketing, but also how Selzy can elevate your business as well. Now, we have a stacked agenda for you all today, and here's what we have in store for you. We're going to be introducing ourselves in just a moment. We're going to be going over 4 compelling reasons why email marketing can not only supercharge your business, but also help out your community and help you stay connected with your community as well. After that, we're going to be going over 3 real-life case studies on how Selzy helped these businesses unlock their explosive growth. That's going to be an ed tech business, a business consulting, and a nutrition business. And after that, we're going to be going over how you can partner with Selzy for email success. We're going to also be shooting out an offer towards the end of this webinar as well. So stay tuned. Make sure you're locked into that seat and ready to get that offer at the end of this webinar as well. And with whatever time that we have, we want to make sure that we're going to be having an interactive Q&A, an interactive webinar. So use the chat for questions to let people know who you are, where you're from, what you're most excited about learning. And like I said, we'll dedicate the last 10 to 15 minutes to answer your questions. And this is how we want you to participate as well. And, make sure that you're using a Q&A box, using the chat box to network, let us know where you're from, all those great things. And we want this, like I said, to be a productive and interactive 60-minute webinar. So if you have those questions, you might be a little bit afraid. Don't worry. We're here for you. We're here to help you answer those questions and put you on that right path to email success. And also at any point, if you have questions and they're relevant to what we're talking about in that moment, we're going to be able to weave those questions into when we're talking as well. Now, like I said a little bit earlier, my name is Jeffrey, and I'm a senior webinar marketing manager. And I'm going to actually turn it over to Ash, the global brand director at Selzy. Ash?
Thanks a lot, Jeffrey, and hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And whether it's the early morning or the late night for you, it's great to be here and great to have you here. So, I am Ash Ritchie. I'm the brand director at Selzy, and I'm joining you here from the wonderful city of Lisbon, Portugal today, as I'm here with our team gearing up for Web Summit. And in short, I help in reshaping our success story while also empowering our customers to do the same.
Awesome. Thank you, Ash. And like we said, we're glad that you're excited. We're glad that you're here. If you have any of those questions, feel free to put those in the Q&A box and everything else in the chat box as well. So we wanted to ask, and as you can see on the screen, where are you right now on your journey? Are you just starting out with email marketing? Have you been using email marketing for a couple of years? What's your experience with it? Let us know in the chat box right now. Where are you at on your journey right now?
Just as you're sharing with us in the chat where you are in your journey, I'd also love to share this idea with you. I want you to imagine that your business journey is an epic adventure, something akin to Luke Skywalker's quest in the vast galaxy. So today we're really going to dive into a bit of storytelling, and we want to really embrace this adventure. So you are the hero on the journey, and at some point you might need a helping hand along the way. So think of Selzy as the Yoda to your Skywalker.
Awesome. Thank you, Ash. And yes, I mean, we want to make sure that we are your guide through this journey as you're navigating email marketing as well, whether you identify with Luke Skywalker and Yoda, or that's Harry and Hagrid. We want to make sure that you do make that connection with storytelling today. So we're going to actually unravel the magic of email marketing together. And emails, they're really not just words on a screen. They're really invitations inviting your customers into a fascinating story where they are heroes and your brand is their trusted sage. So picture it, a canvas waiting for your creative brushstrokes or a book waiting for your inspiring chapters. In the bustling world of marketing, emails, if they're done right, they can stand out as authentic connections. And at the end of the day, as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, business owners, marketers, we want to make sure that we're building out those authentic connections to stay connected with our customers throughout their journey with us. And they allow us to really share your brand's wisdom, your journey, your solutions, much like a sage sharing ancient secrets. So we want to make sure that as you're joining this webinar, as you're starting your journey, wherever you are in your email marketing, that you're crafting compelling emails as akin to sharing the pages of a book, where your customers are the protagonists, and you, my friends that are attending this webinar today, wherever you're from, listening in, you're the storytellers. So by blending creativity with data, we transform emails really into those powerful tools, providing you the wisdom and insight you need to guide your audience on this exciting journey. So email marketing can really help you out in a few different ways. It's cost effective and it offers incredible value. You can be highly targeted and personalized. You're going to hear us talk about personalization and segmentation a lot throughout this webinar. It's also measurable. We want to make sure that we're measuring our success, whether it's working for us or against us. And it's also scalable. Email marketing is one of those things that you can scale at a great thing, whether you're one person or 2,500 person show. We want to make sure that the reasons of why using email marketing can not only help your business grow, but you to stay connected with your community and grow as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for that, Jeffrey. So before we dive a little further into this adventure, let's call it, we're here to listen. So in the chat, we want to encourage you to share your biggest email marketing challenges and goals that you're facing right now. So really think of this as a casual conversation around the campfire, if we're talking about storytelling, and we can focus on your specific needs. So go ahead and drop in those big challenges, those marketing challenges that you're really facing with emails, and what are the goals that you're looking at achieving.
Leo SM, I really love that all of y'all are responding. And we're also seeing some of y'all where you're at the beginning of the stages. Lo said just started. Tevik said we can't track open. So yes, y'all, participation. Yes, I love this. Ashley, don't know where to start with. Elliot collecting emails. Okay.
Fantastic. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to weave a lot of these questions into the narrative as we go. So Jeffrey and I will do our very best to answer all of those questions that you're putting in at the moment, whether we weave it into the narrative as we go along, or we're going to address them as we go. So thank you so much. Keep those questions and answers coming in. All right. So whether you're at the beginning of your journey, as Jeffrey mentioned a little bit earlier on, you're gaining that early traction, you're gaining an early success, or maybe you're facing a moment of crisis and needing that helping hand. Every adventurer at some point, they encounter this crucial turning point, right? Much like Skywalker finds Yoda. So Selzy is stepping in as your Yoda, let's say. So we're not just a tool, but we're also your expert guide, and we're providing you with that reliable map and the compass, or maybe even the lightsaber. And we're going to hopefully empower you to conquer the challenges of email marketing that you have ahead of you, and hopefully emerge victorious. So we're going to take a moment to really dive into this storytelling. I'll do my very best to entertain you with some of our stories. But we're going to dive a little bit deeper into some tales of triumph, let's say. And these are narratives. They're not just success stories, but they're also examples of determination and creativity and resilience, where businesses much like yours are turning obstacles into stepping stones. So let's dive into a little storytelling. Are you sitting comfortably? All right, our first story is the EdTech transformation. I'll do my very best. In the heart of a bustling city, amid towering skyscrapers and ambitious dreams, an EdTech startup embarked on a courageous odyssey. Armed with knowledge and zeal, they ventured into the realm of online education. However, despite their innovative courses and dedicated team, trust remained pretty elusive. Prospective students hesitated and questioned the credibility of this new digital school. This is where our transformative tale unfolds. The startup turned to Selzy, seeking advice and guidance, and together we devised a strategy that was rooted in simplicity and authenticity, which is the key word here. This is one of our golden words, simplicity and authenticity. Through carefully crafted emails, the startup found its voice. One set of emails introduced the school, its mission, and the expertise of its instructors, building trust one step at a time, or one email at a time. And the other shared authentic student testimonials, validating the teaching methods and fostering a sense of community. So within 7 months, their email channel revenue skyrocketed from a modest 8 to 10K a month to an astonishing 80K a month. Now, these are really great numbers. So the once skeptical audience transformed into dedicated advocates. So they're not just enrolling in courses, but they're also becoming ambassadors of this EdTech startup mission. So it was a journey from skepticism to belief, from doubt to confidence, proving that authenticity, our golden word, a genuine storytelling technique, can also improve hearts and open wallets. So I think that journey really highlights a few key words. We're going to touch on them a little bit later, but our journey unfolds further into our second case, the consulting triumph. In the heart of a bustling business hub, a consulting firm found themselves trapped in a challenging cycle of risk and rising costs, causing dwindling profits. Despite offering valuable services, the burden of substantial sales expenses loomed over their existence, putting their very core at risk. They were in search of a way to break free and find a path to sustainability and to growth. Enter Selzy, their ray of hope, the Yoda to their Skywalker, as we mentioned earlier. Together, we crafted a transformative strategy that really helped them to reshape their sales approach. So we helped them to design tailor-made lead magnets, perfectly suited to their consulting services, to attract the right audience, those people who are genuinely interested in their expertise, and a series of impactful emails that carefully honed to resonate with the recipients. So we replaced traditional sales pitches in that sense. And these were not just emails, they were authentic conversations, another golden word we're talking about, authenticity, engaging potential clients and nurturing relationships. So the results, they were nothing short of remarkable. Their sales cycle, once spanning 2 to 3 weeks, now streamlined into just one, making the process super efficient and super effective. So the once overwhelming 20% sales expense dropped to a manageable 12% and no longer eroded at their revenue. So with this new approach, they not only reduced the costs, but they also witnessed a remarkable increase in revenue. They transformed from struggling to making profits, to thriving. So forging ahead with a sustainable business model that could withstand the test of time. And for our final story, I'll do my best to really end with a bang here, Jeffrey. This is the wellness triumph. Now, this one will resonate with Jeffrey and hopefully a lot of you out there that are interested in wellness. You may be able to touch on this one. In a world saturated with hyped up solutions, a nutrition business aimed to make a genuine impact. Their weight loss programs were rooted in science and personalized care. However, they struggled amidst the chaos and the cacophony of hyped up diets. So their email revenue stagnated at a mere 3%. It's far, far from their potential. So we stepped in as their hero's guide. We reshaped their narrative. We transformed their ordinary success stories into heartwarming emails of personalized transformation. So we didn't just help them to tell the stories, but we helped them to become beacons of hope, resonating deeply with their audience. So the impact was pretty profound. Trust and loyalty grew among their subscribers. And with our guidance, their email revenue soared from 3% to this fantastic 50%. And they evolved from being just a nutrition-based business to becoming a guiding light, inspiring those on their fitness journeys. So summing up, I think that these aren't just stories for us, they're lessons. And if you're at the beginning of your journey, it's a lesson where it highlights 3 expeditions, 3 businesses that are all daring to dream and embrace us as their hero's guide, emerging triumphant. So these stories, I think they teach us about the importance of authenticity and creativity and genuine connection, and that we can really transform challenges into opportunities. So every hurdle can become a stepping stone towards success. And with every challenge, there is a seed that you plant. And with the right light, guidance, water, sunlight, touch of creativity, it can grow into something pretty cool. So there you go. I hope I entertained you with the stories. Tried my best. So let's dive into the next part with Jeffrey. Thanks.
Thank you, Ash. And I did want to quickly go over to our Q&A. A few people had dropped some questions in, one from Ashley and one from Boris. Ashley asked, how did you make those people agree to participate in the interview in one of the case studies? And the way that Selzy got people to participate in the interviews is by sending out a survey. So you really want to make sure you're not just soliciting people to volunteer, but you're asking them. So emailing them, asking them, following up with them is a really good way to do that in a blanket way. And I love this question from Boris. Did the consulting company use any other techniques to get those results, or just email marketing? It was email marketing, but also, like Ash said, it's really all through storytelling. If I can talk today, storytelling and really connecting with those customers. We've said this again and again. Email marketing is really that true way to connect with your audience and your future audience. And Selzy makes it really easy to do, but also they really help guide you in a way that's going to make you connect with your audience and stay connected with your audience. Selzy really wants to make sure that you're not just sending an email to a customer, you're connecting with that customer, you're personalizing it, you're making it about them and not just about your business. And we're going to go into that in just a little bit and how Selzy works and making sure that right here, how Selzy can help you achieve those same results as well. And it's really important that we make sure that, we are letting email tell our stories and how we can really make sure that we're utilizing email campaigns to our benefit and making it work for us and not against us. So you're probably thinking, how can Selzy help me get those same results? How can I use this program to help guide me to explosive growth or success? So the thing about Selzy, and I want to make sure that we know, is that why Selzy? It's user-friendly, it's affordable, great customer support, and detailed analytics. Now, by user friendliest, how many of us know how to do code? Let me know in the chat box. I know I can't. I'm not a person that can do code, and it's really easy for you to set up your email campaigns, really about dragging and dropping, and you can launch it less than 15 minutes. It's affordable. No one wants to go out and pay buku monies to make sure they're connecting with their customers, but they want to trust a program, a company that's doing it right. And Selzy is one of those companies that really gets it right. It's affordable, but they also build out different plans to suit your business goals. Remember, it's not just about growing your business, it's about connecting with that audience and building out that bigger community as well when you're dealing with email marketing. Customer support, 24/7, 365. That's great customer service, but more importantly, these are your guides. They are ready to help you. They're ready to steer you in the right direction and making sure that you're putting out the best emails, you're putting out the best information to your customers to stay connected with them. And detailed analytics. This is really important. I think sometimes we get a little bit lost and it's really no guesswork, it's just numbers. We really want to make sure as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, marketers, that we are looking at what's working for our business and what's not working. If something goes well, let's dive into that. Let's dissect that a little bit and see what really went well for us. What happened? How did it work? All those things like that. Just like if something negative happened, you're going to investigate. You're like, well, why didn't this work out for me? What happened to this email right here? Making sure that you're checking your analytics daily, weekly, monthly is going to really help you as a marketer, person that's working with email, to figure out what's working for your business and not against you. So you're not making those same mistakes over and over again. We also have amazing integrations: Shopify, Salesforce, MooseEnd, HubSpot. You want to make sure that it can seamlessly integrate with popular platforms. And that's one thing that Selzy does, is seamlessly integrating with these popular platforms to make sure you're getting the most out of your email and you're able to connect with those customers that you've already built up in your network as well. And it's also great to explore the benefits of integrating Selzy with your existing tools, but also really making Selzy your own for your audience and your company. Now, as we open up the floor to questions, I know we've gotten some. Kate, I'm going to start with this question. I love this question from Kate. She's like, Kate says, I have a list of just 50 contacts. Can I use Selzy? Yes, you can use Selzy. You want to make sure that even if you have a list of 50, you're really honing in on that list and you're making sure that you're staying engaged with them. Like Ash was saying, you're using this email marketing to really storytell for your business. You're staying connected. And just like that same customer service they maybe see on your website, your social media sites, or even in person if they come to your business or use your services, you still have that same connection via email marketing as well.
I can see a question here, which is, what's the ideal frequency for sending marketing emails without overwhelming our subscribers? I think the key here is finding a sweet spot. Balance is the key. If you're overloading your audience with emails, you can very quickly lead to unsubscribes. And we've all been there when we've signed up to something and we end up getting bombarded and we end up hitting unsubscribe because we're so sick and tired of receiving way too much. We're inundated. But then on the flip side, you've got, being too infrequent. You might just be forgotten. People forget about your brand. So I think it's really important that you find that sweet spot. And it's crucial to understand your audience's preferences as well. So you can frequently tap in and assess your email engagement metrics to kind of determine that optimal frequency. But on top of that, you can also segment your email list based on preferences and behaviors that are really going to help to sort of tailor to your frequency and really hit that sweet spot. So I think the answer to that is really just finding balance. Balance is the key.
Thank you, Ash. And we got a question from Joe. Joe says, how long does it usually take to start gaining profit from email? And I'm glad that you asked this question. This is super important. And this is pretty much going along with anything that you start. It's not going to happen overnight. And that really depends on how consistent you are with your emailing, but also how consistent you are with your brand. And that goes back to storytelling, segmenting, looking at your audience and really knowing what kind of content they want via your email. So there's really no defined answer of saying that, sorry, there's really no way of telling like, hey, you're going to be gaining profit within 5 days, 5 months. It really boils down to you and how consistent you are with your email and what your calls to action are to gain that profit from email as well. So let's definitely make sure that, once we start our emailing, it's not going to be like we're turning on a light switch and light's going to come on. This is going to take time, just like any program that you're running through your business, whether that's a loyalty program, you're just opening your business, you're starting anything. It's going to take some time. And it also depends on your business goals and how you have that all framed as well. Okay. SM Wahab says, can I send bulk email without double opt-in? Can I send bulk email without double opt-in? And SM, let me look and get in touch with someone and get back to you on that answer to your question. I want to make sure that we give you the right answer to that.
I've got a question here that is coming from one of our other channels, which is, what are some of the best practices for crafting compelling subject lines that increase email open rates? I think this comes back to that really well-known phrase, which is there's no second chance to make a good first impression. And subject lines, they are your first impression, right? So they need to be somewhat attention grabbing. But let me ask you a question, and you can put your answers in the chat here. What's one word that can instantly catch the attention of anyone in the world, no matter the language that they speak? So what's one word that can instantly catch the attention of anyone in the world, no matter what language they speak? See if you can put your answer in the chat.
And while y'all are answering that question from Ash, Elliot, I'm going to get in touch with someone. You asked, I checked, you don't have the landing page builder in Selzy, only emails. Do you have plans about it? We will have to get in touch with someone to make sure that we give you that correct answer as well.
So what's one word that can instantly catch the attention of anyone in the world, no matter what language they speak? Any ideas? Okay, I'll let you mull on it for a moment. We'll come back to that. So the question was, what are some best practices for compelling subject lines that increase email open rates? Okay, so the answer to the question, what is one word that can instantly catch the attention of anyone in the world, no matter what language they speak, is, in the words of a guy called Dale Carnegie, he once said, a person's name is the sweetest sound in any language. So if you include the recipient's name or you tailor the subject line based on their preferences, you're very likely to get their attention. You're very likely to get better open rates. But you can go a step further. You want to make sure that your subject lines, they are super concise, they're super clear, and they're really intriguing. So focus on personalization, use their name. You can also go a step further by using urgency or sparking curiosity or maybe an exclusivity that can create that sense of fear of missing out. And on top of that, you can do your A/B testing. So you can test different subject lines and identify which one is resonating best with your audience. But for me, I think one of the best things is use the person's name. I know that Jeffrey likes it when he gets an email and they've used his name.
That is true. I don't know. It feels like they're connecting with me. And I don't know, it sends a little bit of a personalization. It also gets me to open it as well, because I'm like, wait, how do they know my name? And sometimes there's usually offers, there's usually discounts or something in that email, or there's like a special personalized something. So that really does help that it does have my name, something like that, that does start with that. We do have a question from Saw, and Saw, if you could like elaborate a little bit, your question is just a little bit unclear. You asked, if clients subscribe for email, then is there any frequency of emails to be sent? It depends on how often you want to send your emails. I say send them out, but make sure there's something for them to do. When you're sending out an email, just don't send out an email to be sending out an email. That's counterproductive for you and your consumers. So really make sure that you have a great CTA, a call to action, an amazing subject line, but also amazing content for them to go through, and also something for them to grab on whenever they open up this email. So that really goes back to your business, what you're trying to accomplish, and also what you're trying to gain out of sending these emails to your consumers as well. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to put those in the Q&A box, chat box, and we will make sure that we ask your questions. And I'm going to be honest, also balance is very key whenever you're thinking about the ideal frequency. So think about that. Overloading your audience with emails, let's just say like you're sending out 2 a week or something to that effect, can lead to unsubscribes. So that's why being too infrequent might make them forget about your brand. So really come up with a good cadence for your audience, but also make sure that you're looking at what's crucial to understand about your audience preferences too. Frequently assess, their email engagement. And this is where going to look at your metrics and using the Selzy platform is really important. The way they break down your analytics, your metrics is going to be super powerful for you and your consumers, because it's telling you how often that people are looking at it. And on top of that, segment your email list based on preferences and behaviors whenever you do have your contact list to tailor your frequency to different audience segments. So it's really about looking at your audience, looking at their segments, but also not overloading them with emails just to be emailing them to stay in contact. It's just like getting spam calls. Eventually, you're going to get it blocked. You're going to unsubscribe. So really make sure the information that you're sending out to your audience is important to them as well. Yes. Finding that
just while those questions, sorry, Jeffrey, just while those questions are still coming in, I wanted to really build up on this idea of storytelling and why it's so important to really incorporate it into your email marketing, and how can you do it effectively, I think is the key point here. So it really is the heart of email marketing and storytelling. I mean, when you just say, once upon a time, you start with those words, people lean in. There's something like magnetic about stories, and people really do connect with stories on a deeply emotional level, and they're more likely to engage with your content. So we're not just saying every time you have to tell a deep narrative, but you can spread that narrative over a series of emails, and there needs to be some cohesion to that. So you can start by understanding your brand's narrative itself. What is the story that your brand's telling? And what are the emotions that you want to evoke in your audience? So there's a really cool sentence that I like, which comes from the words of Simon Sinek, which is people don't just buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And I think if you can incorporate that into your storytelling, why are we doing what we do? I think that's really effective. So look at incorporating storytelling elements into your emails, such as customer testimonials, like we had in the example from the EdTech startup, or some success stories, or maybe even behind the scenes glimpses into your business that show the team and why you're doing what you do. So it's all about authenticity, our golden words today: authenticity, relatability, and stories really do help to build trust and loyalty. And it's going to encourage your customers to take more precise and desired actions. So I think that's the answer to the question there, is why is storytelling important in email marketing, and how can I incorporate it effectively?
Thank you. We got another question from Leo. Leo says, there's such a thing as email servers blocking some words and making it impossible to your email reaching the destination. Like, are there words we have to avoid? Yes, 100%. I was looking at this recently, and it's excessive punctuation, especially with like a $ and exclamation point, but also like strange spacing, or excessive amounts of blank space. If you have poor spelling and just like frequent variations in color, text, and size, that's what's going to really like send it to spam or just not go to your audience. So you always want to make sure that you're not pulling a click and bait in your email subject lines as well. Sometimes we think, if we put a $ or exclamation point to create that urgency, people will open it. You can create urgency in a lot of other ways that are not going to get your email sent to a spam server or things like that. So it really goes back to really making sure that you're looking at a great subject line and testing that out as well. So really make sure that you're doing your homework, you're doing your research, and you're looking at also what gets you to open up your emails as well. That's a really big thing. Take a look at like what emails you're getting. Why do you open those emails? What's in that subject line that gets you to open them again and again and again and not to unsubscribe? So really think about the words that you're putting in your subject line and make sure that they're speaking to your audience. Just like you're dealing with social media or your content, your customers, they're going to only read it for a few seconds. And within those few seconds, you want to grab their attention. So really create a hook in that subject line for them to open it up. That's a great call to action as well within that subject line too.
Jeffrey, here's a pretty common question that we get. I thought I'll ask it for you and for our audience that are here. What should I do if my email marketing efforts are not generating the desired results I'm looking for? What would you say?
I would say one, don't give up. Like, don't feel like this is the end, because I know sometimes email can be tricky. And it's also like you're sending out an email to your audience and they're going to be opening it. It's like sending out something through the mail. Email marketing is one of those dynamic fields that works today, but it's going to need adjustments tomorrow. Start by analyzing, and we're going back to those analytics and those metrics that Selzy has for you, those detailed analytics. So really start by analyzing those email metrics to pinpoint areas that need improvement. And on the reverse side, if it doesn't need improvement, why does it need improvement? Like if it's working really well for you, why? Figure that out too. So consider revisiting your audience segmentation, email content, or your call to action strategies. And also A/B test your different elements to identify what's really going to resonate best with your audience. Remember, while you're sending out an email about your business, this is more about connecting with those customers and staying connected with them in that audience, in that audience field. So seek feedback from your subscribers. That's what your subscribers, your audience, your community is there for. They're like a soundboard for you. So ask them like, hey, what kind of content would you like to see in my emails? Just like you would ask them on your social media sites. And think about this. It's sometimes those little minor tweaks that can lead to significant improvements. So we really want to make sure to be open to experimenting, but also really adapting our approach based on real-time feedback and data. I'm all about receiving feedback in my personal and professional career. So it's really important to keep an open mind to see what works for you and also against you too. I remember the key is continuous learning. We continuously learn every day. So I would say, and I will say this, one of my favorite resources when it comes to learning about email marketing is Selzy's email blog. I'm going to drop this link into the chat box right now. Bookmark this, make sure that you keep this on hand. It's a plethora of knowledge. It has a lot of different resources to make sure that you're getting the most out of Selzy, the platform, but you're also understanding email marketing as well. So remember, align this with your strategies, your business strategies, with your audience evolving needs and preferences. Remember, they're going to be changing all the time, constantly. So really make sure that you're keeping up with that, and you're also helping your business stay top of mind as well. Now, with that, some main takeaways. A little bit of homework for you. Implement storytelling. You've heard us talk about storytelling this whole webinar. Really make sure that you're telling your business's story. And the great thing about this is, just like Ash said, leads me to my next point, is using personalization. When you're sending out that email, and I love that Selzy helps you do this, is to plug in that name of that person. So you're not just sending an email to a generic, like, hey, you, like make it more personal. Hey, Valeria. Hey, Ash. Hey, Jeffrey. You're really connecting with them because they see your name, or you see your name and you're like, this business knows my name. I've only been shopping with them for a little bit. It's going to make that personal connection. It's going to make you feel a little bit special as well. And then more importantly, build trust. At the end of the day, if you don't have trust with your audience, you don't have anything. And that's the biggest thing that we can build through email marketing while people are not online in our business. They're not shopping in our store. Building that trust is super important. And I know I dropped in the Selzy blog. Make sure you bookmark that. You're going to be glad you did. Like I said, it has a wealth of knowledge, tons of resources. things like that. And if you haven't, try Selzy for free. We're going to also be doing an offer. I'm going to be plugging this in right here. So really make sure that you're looking at this personalized email marketing consultation. It's a 30-minute call to receive practical guidance from a Selzy representative, a Selzy guide on how to maximize your email marketing revenue. Make sure you scoop that up. Take advantage of that. Choose that time. Do not leave this webinar without doing this today. I promise you will not be making a mistake. Only if you don't sign up to do this, then you're going to be missing out on a great offer. But more importantly, to stay connected with that audience and to also have that explosive growth. And remember, growth, it happens small and it's going to be happening in a mighty way, but it's not going to just happen like that overnight. It takes time. So don't get stressed. Don't get worried. This is why we are offering this consultation for 30 minutes to make sure that you're on the right path and you're getting the most out of your email marketing as well. And this is huge. I want us to pull out our phones, always have mine near me, and use the QR code. Stay in touch with Selzy. They're at Web Summit right now in Lisbon. Check out their Instagram stories. I love their Instagram stories. They did like a really great music one of them like getting ready for Lisbon, and it was amazing. I got some of those songs on my Spotify playlist. But also the great thing is their Instagram, it's just like their blog, a wealth of knowledge. They're engaging. They're making sure that not only are you just getting this information through webinars, through blogs on their website, but also on their social media websites as well. And if you want to be more professional about it, stay connected with us on LinkedIn. You can see everything that they're doing at Web Summit. You can see all the great things that are happening and all the new things that are coming to email marketing platform Selzy as well. So please stay in touch. Follow us on all 3 platforms. Make sure that you sing all the way around through all the great things that Selzy is doing as well. And again, we thank you for taking time out of your day. I know some of us are up late. It's 12 o'clock on Thursday in some places. So just want to say a huge thank you to everyone that attended this webinar today. We would have had a webinar without you. Thank you so much. Again, grab this offer. It's a great consultation, guidance from a Selzy guide to really make sure that you're getting the most out of your email marketing strategy and you're maximizing your email marketing revenue as well. No, thank you. Saad, thank you so much. And thank you all so much for hanging out with us for these last 40 minutes. We really, really appreciate it. If you have any questions, need anything from us, please go to selzy.com, but also make sure that you take that offer. If you haven't booked your consultation yet, make sure you do that now. And if you have, kudos to you. So thank you all for attending the webinar today. We really appreciate it. Follow along as Selzy is in Lisbon at the Web Summit and, interact with them. Let them know. Let us also know what you think about the webinar today as well. And again, we appreciate you for your time. We will see you next time. Same place, different topic. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for joining us.